welcome back to the channel. I'm pleased to have you. Thank you for telling that neighbor, that friend, to come and support this channel. So in today's video, like I said in my previous video, I'll be sharing my own journey to owning a piece of land or something that I call home here in Uganda. So I know I'm all smiles, but let me tell you, that journey, it was my first encounter buying land, and it was, I think, in 2019. Due to unavoidable circumstances, we found ourselves in a situation where we had to move places as a family, and I had no clue. Yes, I would come along with my sisters and everything, but I had no clue what I was really looking for. To begin with, I didn't even know dimensions, feet, like this is this big. Maybe I could somehow, relate maybe an acre to a football pitch, like they normally say, but I couldn't tell shit from, except for that one thing my mom kept telling us, you have to look for a place which, has, a hospital nearby, schools nearby, so you look out for those. So that was the only guide that I had. Anyway, fast forward to when my partner and I decided to look for a place to call home. Like any other parent, our motivation was simply to find like a stable, some sort of stability for our future kids, for our kids. And by then, I was heavily pregnant. I think, not heavily, I was 6 months. I think 6 months is almost starting your third trimester. I think I'm even, at that point, it must have been 7. Anyway, I can't quite remember that timeline, but I know I was heavily pregnant, and it made the entire process so huge and so tiring. And anyway, and by then we were also working a 9 to 5, both of us. So I know maybe you might be rolling your eyes and saying, what business did I have looking for land 6 months, 7 months pregnant? I know it's weird, but the timing couldn't have been great. So we went. I can't remember how many times we were hooked up with brokers and trying to look at property, and then you would go there. He would tell you it's on the road, 1 kilometer from the road, and then you would have to take a judge, that is a border for 2k, sometimes even 3k, from the main road, because we wanted something close to the road where you get out from a taxi and you're able to walk home, and it's safe, first of all. So it was painful. We roamed the streets of not Kampala, but the outskirts. Now looking back, it is funny, but in the moment it wasn't funny. At one point we were almost even paying, only to find out that wasn't the owner. Some of them would ask for a fee to view the property, as that fee is almost like to compensate for their time, because some people are just funny and they're just looking for looking's sake. They're not really buying. So they would ask that such that they compensate the time they've spent, taking us around. And then you would, on top of that, have to pay for transport. Anyway, it's that time they took us to some house and the ceiling was on top of our heads. Jeez. So one time we went looking for viewing some property, and it was in a wetland and it was cheap, and I almost actually told my partner, and I'm like, okay, so we could actually buy this, since our budget, it was way below our budget. So I was like, maybe we could buy this and then try to build, since we want to buy and build, so the money for the building then increases. These experiences, they shape your life. So thank God he had experience with building, so he was like, you know what, this is a dead end. Building in a wetland, you must have some sort of buffer of money, because just the ground, musinj, I'm not sure how they call it in English, will soak up all your money, for building, let's say, a bungalow or what. So we survived that. So some of the key lessons I learned, one of them was to verify land ownership. Like, do your best to verify land ownership before you actually pay. For example, if it's an agreement, a sales agreement, involve the what? The local council offices. Go there, ask, so and so has shown me this plot. Do you know of it? They know. They be knowing. They are what? Money. Then also verify by coming back to the property and asking neighbors around. You can even see some old houses around and oh no, mutaka kuno. Like someone who has lived there for decades. So you can ask them and verify that this property is actually for sale, first of all, and you're buying it from the real owner. The other key lesson I learned was don't rush. Like I said, at one point we almost were scammed, okay? Because this person kept saying, hey, bagenda jitwala. And because it was a finished house, I was like, we don't now have to hustle to build. Like you don't have to now enter a house that is not plastered, go through all of that. So we were like sold, and we're almost paying. But he was a bit pushy, and my partner is one of those that if it's yours, it's yours. Take your time. So we just also a red flag. Like if someone is pushy and they're like, well, no, you're losing out. It's okay. Your own turn, or if it is meant to be, it will be. Then the other lesson that I learned also was the importance of involving a trusted witness, like the local council officers. Yeah, they ask for a certain fee because they're witnesses, but it's more like an appreciation fee for them, verifying first of all that this, especially for the sales, budget and sales agreement. So that is very key. You need to involve them. Don't sign off anything. Don't pay anyone unless you've involved the chairman or Kalo, whoever you're sending, to stand in for you. Because I have dealt with clients who they are abroad and someone is buying land on their behalf. We have to involve the chairman. The chairman is there, and even when they're signing on the agreement, it is on behalf of. So in any case, they cannot sell because it is not their property. When they are signing, they're signing on behalf of so and so who is abroad. So that is key. You have to involve someone who is like the local council office that I've talked about. Then the other lesson was the budget for the extra costs. It's almost like they're hidden, but they're not really hidden if you are in the game, if you're in this land business thing. Costs like the chairman's fee or the local council office fee, and then costs like the transport. At one point, I don't know whether it was the hormones, we kept moving around, and for some reason I didn't even think about the transport that we were spending. It was as if I was in a supermarket picking stuff, like, okay, I don't like this, this one, let's try something else, until my partner was like, okay, this is it, we need to secure this, We've banned transport. Okay, it's not really banning transport, but we spend on transport, and the more we keep viewing property, because I think you need to have a budget, for that. And going into now that in hindsight, we didn't really have a budget for the transport. We're just looking, So that is key. Have that budget for extra costs, but also have the budget for transport and all, such that maybe when you go over and above, you have the other buffer of the extra costs. Yeah. And short of it, we finally got that property that we can, or the piece that we can call our own, a piece that we can say, okay, this is a safe haven. And so my journey wasn't that perfect, but I learned a lot. I know many of you in the diaspora or even here in Uganda would love to buy or own a piece of land too. And that's why I'll be sharing more videos to guide you through the process step by step. If you want to go through the same struggles I faced, make sure to subscribe and follow along. And until next time, bye for now.